Hey, what is going on, guys? Pineapple Sway here. Today I'm bringing you guys the best build in Season 1 for Duality and Fear. Now, what was meta in Season 1? It's actually pretty simple. The best build and the meta characters were Joker and Harley. For Joker, you wanted to have Dr. Poison assault rifle for your firearm 1, and then a tier 2 two-face assault rifle. Preferably just anything tier 2 in your second weapon slot. And for that, for Dr. Poison, obviously it's because of the synergy with Scarecrow. Probably the best synergy in the game and what it was able to do and what it offered. Now, also too, like, there was probably other builds that were viable, but since we're going strictly off Season 1 content and Season 1 weapons and gear, this was really your best bet, and it was pretty consistent because it could get you to Mastery 1000 in not only Fear, but also Duality. I was able to get Mastery 1000 in Duality, but I also tested this in Season 1 Fear, and it's also capable of getting you to Mastery 1000. So then here's Harley, because like what I said earlier, Harley and Joker were just the meta characters. Not that, the other characters aren't bad or aren't good. It's just Joker and Harley in this season specifically are just way better than any other characters because of their abilities and what they kind of bring to the table. Joker, when he uses his ultimate, can spawn grenades at will, and Harley can basically just get grenades pretty easily, and she has a lot of traits and abilities that upgrades her grenade damage. So basically wanting you to use her or Joker. And with this season, it's very grenade based. You're basically chucking grenades. You never really have to fire a bullet. You never really have to use a bullet. It's pretty consistent on just relying on your grenade damage and simply just blowing up enemies. And since that's what you're able to do, that's what you're capable of doing with this build, and that's kind of the whole premises of this build. And really the Season 1, meta, if you will. Since, like what I said, I'm talking about this is the best build. This is the meta build in Season 1. This was the meta build in Season 1. And although they did nerf like the IV gear, it's not as great as it used to be. This will still work. It's still consistent even, a full year later, because this game has been out for, a year. So this build will still work. And like what I said, it's very effective in Fear and Duality. It works basically across all missions. Obviously, I could have had a much better time with Joker. This took me about 3 minutes. But like what I said, it's still going to be your best bet. My favorite character to use for this season, like if we're getting technical, was technically Harley, just because I like her movement. But personally, obviously this was Joker's season. This was Joker's episode. So, I would recommend maybe using Joker if you have him unlocked. He's going to be very easy. He's going to be very good because what basically makes this build really good is the burn ticks and the burn damage from the poison and the IV gear set. Joker's whole kit revolves around burn, so it's going to be very simple and pretty easy for you to use and not really much stress, especially too if you're starting out in the game. These items are pretty easy to obtain. You can get the IV gear set from the story, and you don't really have to play many missions to get the two-face gear. Now, this is the gameplay of the build with Harley. This is really old gameplay. This is from when the game first came out, I want to say this is from back in March when episode 2 launched, or maybe April, I'm not really sure. But, this is, I guess you could call it high-level Harley gameplay. But this is just to showcase the build for Harley, since I was talking about the two meta characters in the season were specifically Joker and Harley. And as you can see right there, we are just wiping out a ton of enemies. I think I finished this mission in like 60 seconds. This was pre-patch, so it's probably not going to do this anymore. So just kind of be mindful of that, but just to give you guys a good gameplay to see the potential, because I want to show you guys good gameplays to show potential of what these builds can do. And, if I'm showing you guys like low-level gameplay, it's not going to really show what it's able to do. You guys get what I'm trying to say. But like another thing too is with this build, you can run whatever you want. It's just for the best build for Season 1. It was clearly this, and I think other players that have played this game a lot can agree that, the IV burn build was poison IV poisy. What the heck? The poison burn build for Ivy was really the best build, and you would want to run Joker or Harley. Deadshot's another viable option. Same thing with Boomerang, but it's just Joker and Harley had those grenade traits. and those grenade skill trees, so it just made them a lot more better in my opinion to use. But moving on, when we talk about the season 2, I will be giving you guys the same breakdown, the same meta, characters, and the best build for that season. This is one last look at the build for Joker and Harley. So anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll be doing this breakdown for season 1 or season 2, season 3, season 4, maybe even specific episodes, since it does change on episode basis. But I know a lot of you guys like Joker, you want a Joker build, so kind of giving you guys a 2-in-1. This is a Joker and Harley build, the meta for season 1, episode 1 and episode 2. But anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Pineapple Sway. Peace out. And if you made it to this far in the video, let me know what you think of the audio quality change. I've done some changes and some fine tuning, so please let me know your input. Peace out.